I want to talk to you about WePayments versus Stax. Okay, so if you're looking for a credit card processing, Stax and WePay payments are actually two great players that you might want to really consider. Okay, so here's an overview. If you think about WePay, I want you to think about a company that's been around for nearly 15 years. I mean, more than 15 years, not nearly, more than 15 years. Okay, they're going to close to 20 years, so that's really good. They started in 2008. And what I love about the WePay is that I love the efficiency they are bringing to your business. If you are a merchant through a WePay, you have efficiency. So WePay remains a digital payment solution that offers payment infrastructures to merchants in order to process payments and all kinds of payments, credit cards, debit cards, digital wallets, online, offline, over the phone, mobile, whatever. Okay, and WePay's target market mainly includes financial service firms, payment providers, large-scale online transactions and solutions, as well as software developers. So if you are in the SaaS space, you might want to think about WePay. Okay, and especially because WePay allows you to scale real fast, and WePay allows your organization to accept payments with a variety of products, including payment hardware, mobile app integrations, and payment software solutions. Okay, and so this focus on financial service firms and large-scale businesses makes the company quite different from typical payment processing offerings. Okay, offering providers such as Stax or other players or Stripe, even Stripe. So while WePay was initially launched as a standalone operation, it was actually acquired by JP Morgan Chase in 2017. So right now they're part of the JP Morgan Chase family. Okay. So Chase's acquisition was a strategic move to touch more fintech solutions, increase the company's transaction base, and have more platform exposures. Okay. So since the acquisition, WePay operates as a division of Chase and provides its solutions in line with the financial services firm's infrastructure. So something to really think about. Let me go a little more granular here. If you think about WePay, just remember that WePay falls in the category of payment services. Okay, it is actually present in the U.S. and offers integrated and specific payment services through its API, so its application programming interfaces. So WePay enables merchants with the ability to process payments. Okay, but again, it remains a subsidiary of the JP Morgan Chase Corporation, as I just said. Okay, so it is different from other money and payouts facilitator options in that it caters to online entities and is not a third party integrator. It's not a third party aggregator as well. Okay, the firm does not conduct money transfers for platform businesses and acts as a payment facilitator for various customers in payouts and money acquisition. Okay, so this is something to really think about. And the firm actually does conduct money transfers for platform businesses. Okay, especially when it comes to specific transactions. And specific customers that take advantage of WePay fall under the category of platform entities. So you have entities that range from sites similar to GoFundMe to other sites that facilitate transactions between sellers and buyers on a large scale. I want you to think about that large scale. So much like traditional merchant service companies and payment processors, this company also offers risk mitigation and fraud prevention to its customers. Okay, so from a reliability point of view, you're pretty safe. So is WePay a legitimate payments provider? Definitely yes, because as a subsidiary of Chase, you have stability, you have a great reputation right there. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And basically, one thing I want to say is that who uses WePay? You have a lot of companies. Okay, so you have GoFundMe, you have you have the big companies. Okay, especially I just want to really understand that it's all about a large transaction volume. Okay, so WePay actually focuses on that sort of market. Now, WePay's offerings include WePay Core, and WePay Clear. That's how they call it. So both of these solutions are created for large-scale enterprises that mainly operate in the financial services sector. I mean, this is a subsidiary of Chase, okay, and so this is kind of important to think about. And so this is especially holds for WePay Core, which specifically caters to larger companies. So due to their specialized needs, these firms can utilize Chase's infrastructure to support their operations, which allows them to micromanage everything about the payment experience. Once again, this particular offering is not of any use to typical businesses that are trying to find a POS solution, or let's just say an online payment systems that actually fits their needs. Let me talk to you now about Stacks. So I just spoke to you about WePay and now Stacks. So if you think about Stacks, I want you to think about a provider that offers a similar service to a WePay Clear called Stacks Connect. So as a merchant services provider, the cool thing about Stacks Connect is that it facilitates digital payments through online payment gateways, virtual payment terminals, and mobile app integration. Okay. And Stats Connect is actually a SaaS platform integration that partners with web based organizations and independent software vendors like the ISVs. And this allows them to be the payment provider to their customer base, those ISVs and web based organizations. Okay. And the cool thing is that with Stacks Connect, you actually have flexibility, you have reliability. Let me explain. For instance, when I say flexibility, you can leverage your newest integrated payments solution as an additional revenue generation engine because Stats Connect allows platform owners to monetize their payment processing through a custom revenue share. So that's kind of cool because that's really increasing your bottom line. You have access to a Stacks dashboard. You have 24/7 support. You're able to save on cost on implementation with no additional fees. That's really good from a flexibility point of view. You have an easy enrollment, so you can process customer onboarding in 20 all the way 20 to 30 minutes. And also, you have the revenue sharing that I just spoke about. In addition to that, you have access to the lowest credit card and debit card processing of fees. So, in addition to the ability to adjust customer pricing, okay, so this is really good from a flexibility point of view. So, the thing is that since most businesses prefer a hassle-free way to accept credit and debit card payments through different methods, the more intricate processes offered by Core and Clear veered off of meeting their needs actually, okay, especially when it comes to flexibility. And if you're not a big company, if you're not a large volume sort of company, maybe Stacks will be better how do I say it, better suitable to you. So if you think about Stacks versus WePay payments, you need to understand that the most important thing is that it's all about accessibility. Okay, if you're a small business, you are better off going with Stacks. But if you're a large enterprise with complex needs, or even a mid-sized enterprise with complex needs, you want to go with WePay. Not only because it is actually part of the Chase family, but also because they have built a robust back end system that allows you to actually get access to like to have access to complex module modules at a very cost efficient cost effective, let me just say cost effective manner. Okay, once you have a clear idea about the target audience and overall solutions of both WePay and Stacks, it becomes easier for you to determine the most significant differences between both options, right? So, from a small business perspective, perhaps the most significant distinction comes from the accessibility of these two solutions. Let me explain. Basically, WePay offers physical and virtual merchant account services to businesses through its link, line, or financial solutions. However, those products only become accessible for businesses if they approach them via a WePay partnered financial firm. That means that to use WePay account solutions as a small business or as a small business software company, you need to jump through several barriers to get the subscription itself, to get to the subscription itself. So while the onboarding and sign up process remain relatively easy, it's the first hurdle of finding such a payment provider itself that puts several layers of difficulties in the whole process. Okay, so this is something to really think about. And so one thing I want to say is that if you want to accept payments via digital solutions such as mobile apps, WePay's approach once again goes against the norm because where conventional merchant services use checkout pages or payment gateways and such mediums, WePay utilizes the functionality of integrated payments. Okay, so you have to really think about what works for your specific business. So when you think about WePay, you have to think also about the fact that you have a GoFundMe. You may have a GoFundMe association. Okay, so WePay partners with platforms such as GoFundMe, but it has not been. This has not been a smooth partnership because the fact that various users from GoFundMe complain about their donations being delayed or blocked by WePay or on grounds of verification or fraud further affects the firm's reputation. Okay, so but one thing I want to say is that you can rest assured, despite all these issues, you can rest assured that WePay is really legitimate and they actually operate within JP Morgan, which is one of the best companies in the whole world. Okay, and this is an important. So if you are a business or a marketplace that facilitates payments on a larger scale, you may not have like the issues that we talk about when it comes to GoFundMe for charity or crowdfunding purposes. Okay, but you have to understand that it's all about the volume of transactions that you want to process. Okay, so one thing you need to understand here is that if you're a small business or a small merchant or a small transaction merchant, Stacks can be Stacks could be the better solution because with Stacks you do have integrated payments, you have contactless by Stacks, you have mobile, you have keyed payments, you have in-person payments, you have e-commerce, you have developer APIs, and you have QuickBooks online integration. So what you have with Stacks is an omni-channel offer, an omni-channel business model, an omni-channel credit card processing model. Okay, this is kind of cool from a flexibility point of view because you don't have to be a large company to actually use Stacks. So that's really good. So let me really go a little more granular when it comes to Stacks. So I want to talk to you about Stacks payments processing solutions, so you can really see what works and what doesn't work. So if you think about Stacks, you want to think about simplicity, transparency, and effective customer service. Okay, so Stacks actually present a compelling value proposition from a pricing standpoint by offering subscription level services that enable business owners to access the direct cost of interchange for a simple monthly fee. So you do not actually have to think about like it's a kind of crazy pricing. You have transparency. You just pay a simple monthly fee, and Stacks takes care of the rest. So you don't have to worry about, let's say, additional cost except for interchange, cost per transaction, and a flat monthly subscription. Okay, so you also understand that with Stacks, you have the reliability that I was just talking to you earlier about. Because when it comes to customer service, they are really offering you fast and reliable customer service. Okay, that's really good. So the bottom line here is that you have access to a service that allows you to scale. In other words, even if Stacks is originally geared towards smaller businesses, you can still scale actually. Okay, as your volume grows, Stacks can really accommodate big time, and this is kind of cool from a flexibility point of view. And one thing I also want to say also is that with Stacks, you have the possibility to actually change things. In other words, you can really go through their API. I mean, Stacks doesn't require that many programming expertise, But if you have the expertise and you want to really integrate Stax at a various let's say at a different level in your operations, Stacks can accommodate that pretty fast. So this is really good. So basically, as a decision, should you go with Stacks or WePay payments this year? Well, the answer is very simple. It depends on your current operations. It depends on your sector. It depends on your business model. It depends on your credit card processing vision. If you are a large volume or a mid-sized volume, let's say merchants, WePay is definitely better. WePay gives you the flexibility. WePay gives you the security that you would want to need from your credit card processor. WePay, as a subsidiary of Chase, is a pretty good provider. Now, if you're a smaller merchant and you're a you're a small volume, a low volume merchant, and you want to have a nimble provider, you want to have flexibility, you want to have access to a 24/7 customer support. You do not want to really worry about coding expertise or programming expertise. Definitely go with Stacks. Okay, Stacks give you that flexibility. Stacks give you that knowledge. Stacks gives you that reliability. Now, one thing I want to say is that WePay is not the same as PayPal. No. Okay, the name might be might sound similar, but no, they're different. PayPal is a software company whose payment services are intended primarily to assist with money transfer services. And WePay differs from PayPal in that it is a payment service provider offering integrated payment solutions for crowdfunding and SaaS platforms. So WePay is a Chase company, whereas PayPal is actually a PayPal company. Okay, and so that's something to really think about. And so PayPal payments actually is a provider that allows money transfers and offers alternative payment modes for paper and digital transactions. WePay differs from PayPal in that it's specifically for the delivery of online payment services. Okay, for those crowdfunding and SaaS platforms to allow them to accept credit cards. And also, WePay accepts cash, credit card, and electronic payments. Same thing for Stacks. Okay, and Americans can use WePay because it is a Chase company. So WePay provides a variety of credit card and debit card services with Visa, Mastercard, American Express, and Discover. Okay, and this is kind of cool, especially when it comes to flexibility, and also whether you should go with either Stacks or WePay payments also has to do with the pricing model that you are willing to pay. Stacks charges you primarily a subscription based model, whereas WePay charges you an as you go transaction based model. So this is something to really think about. So as a coda in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Stacks versus WePay payments, and I gave you the overview. I spoke about WePay, Stacks. I gave you the decision and the coda. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.